My name is Misaki, and I'm a working housewife living with my husband, Nato. Nato has a cheerful personality. Even when things take a turn for the worse, he doesn't dwell on the negatives and always thinks positively. Thanks to that, he's always managed to put a smile on my face, even when I've had a tough day at work. That day was no exception.
Oh, by the way, the other day everyone was complimenting the lunch you made for me. One of them even said, I wish I could marry someone like Nato's wife.
Really? That's kind of embarrassing.
Well, I was super happy since my amazing wife was being praised. Even though you're working, you still make lunch for me every morning. I'm honestly so lucky to have you.
This is my husband, Nato. When we first got married, things were like this. We spent every day happily together. But lately, his overtime work and weekend shifts have increased, and we barely have any time together at home anymore. When I confronted him because I thought something was suspicious, he snapped at me and clammed up completely. And now, he won't talk to me about anything. If it's not true, he could just say so clearly, but he doesn't.
That's a tough situation. But in this day and age, working overtime and weekends every day like that, anyone would find that suspicious, wouldn't they?
The person who listens to me vent about Nato is my mother. That day, I was at my parents' house, talking things over with her. After a while, my older sister, Rika, came home.
Oh, if it isn't Misaki. Wait a second, did you seriously come here dressed like that?
What's wrong with how I'm dressed? Is there something weird about it?
Weird. I'm saying it's tacky. I can't believe you actually walked around outside looking like that. Unbelievable.
Now, Reika, why would you say something like that? There's nothing tacky about her outfit at all.
The one who insulted me as soon as she walked in was my sister, Rika. Despite being old enough to know better, Rika doesn't work and spends her days fooling around, causing trouble for our parents. I've hated Rika ever since we were kids, so after greeting my mom, I left immediately. A few days later. Hey, what is this? This is one of the accessories my sister owns, isn't it? Nato, what's going on here? Explain yourself.
What are you talking about? I have no idea what that is.
Don't act like you don't know. Stop dodging the question.
I'm not dodging anything. I really don't recognize it, I swear.
Liar. This is the accessory my sister took from me by force. You used to always compliment me whenever I wore it on our dates, remember?
Did I? I don't really recall that.
Don't play dumb. See this scratch here? This is the scratch you caused when you dropped it. That's undeniable proof. Don't tell me, Nato. Are you cheating on me with my sister? I found Rika's accessory in Nato's luggage, which he claimed was from a business trip. Since it originally belonged to me, there was no way I could have mistaken it. When I confronted him about it, Nato clammed up again, but his reaction made it obvious he was shaken. It was clear that Rika was the other woman, so I decided to call them both to confront them and hear the truth. A few hours later.
Sorry, I'm late. I spent extra time on my makeup and totally lost track of time.
Makeup? You're way too late, Rika. Listen, I'll just get straight to the point. You're having an affair with Nato, aren't you?
Oh, so you finally figured it out. Just imagining how clueless you were all this time is hilarious. Honestly, I've thought this for ages, but don't you think you're a bit too slow, Misaki?
Wah.
Well, being cheated on just proves you are not attractive enough, doesn't it? I mean, you've always been so plain. Even worse than boring, you are downright tacky.
Tacky.
Anyway, now that you know the truth, don't you think you should take this as a learning experience? Oh, and since the affair's out in the open now, you probably don't want to stay with Nato anymore, so how about this? I'll just marry him instead.
What?
I mean, once you divorce him, he can be with the woman he truly loves me. Nato's been saying all along how much he wants to be with me forever, hasn't he?
Well, yeah. Honestly, that might be the best way to settle things peacefully.
Wait, what?
To be honest, I've gotten tired of this marriage with you, Misaki. It's exhausting. So yay, I'm serious. I'll divorce you and then marry Reika.
Wait, are you serious right now?
Yay, I'm serious. Don't you think this is the most peaceful solution?
So, it's decided. Starting today, I'll be moving into this house. Misaki, since you'll be the ex-wife now, why don't you pack your things and get out quickly?
This works out perfectly. Reika's been wanting to leave our parents' house anyway.
Exactly. I'm so excited. Nato, I love you.
Right after saying that, Nato and Rika started flirting right in front of me. The sight made me sick to my stomach, so I quickly packed my things and fled to my parents' house. When I arrived,
Misaki, what are you doing here so late? And what's with all that luggage?
I'm sorry for coming so suddenly. Nato, he's been cheating on me with Rika.
What? So, all that overtime was just a lie, and he was seeing Reika instead.
Mom, Rika's favorite accessory. I found it in Nato's bag. When I confronted him about it this time, he admitted it right away.
Unbelievable. What does he think of my precious Misaki? This is outrageous. And Reika too. How could she go after her own sister's husband?
Mom, that's not all. He said he wants to divorce me. Apparently, he's been saying all along that he wants to leave me and be with Rika. So now, he's planning to divorce me and marry her right away. He said it's the most peaceful way to settle things.
Misaki.
What was I to Nato? Why did this happen?
Misaki, congratulations. This is fantastic. I'm so happy for you.
Huh?
This is the best news I've heard. I wholeheartedly support your divorce. Just divorce him already and let them have their way.
You support it. Mom, what are you saying? Seeing my confusion, my mother smiled and shared an idea with me. After hearing her out, I quickly agreed with her and decided to proceed with the divorce as she suggested. Through a lawyer, I received compensation and stayed at my parents' house for a while. 2 months after the divorce, one day.
Misaki, I know you're there. Please help me. I can't take it anymore.
What, Nato? What are you doing here all of a sudden?
You blocked my number so I couldn't reach you. But that's not the point. Listen to me. Reika, her spending habits are insane. She's constantly begging me for money every single day.
Oh, is that all?
Is that all?
That's just how my sister has always been. But you're her husband now, so shouldn't you be the one to manage her properly?
I tried, but it's impossible. No one could handle her. She sells my expensive watches and bags without asking. And if I take my eyes off her for even a moment, she takes cash straight from my wallet. She doesn't do any housework either. The house is a total disaster. I've told her over and over, but she won't do anything. So after work, I have to clean everything myself.
Haha.
Hey, what's so funny?
It's just, this is exactly how my mom and I imagined it would turn out. Honestly, I'm thrilled to see this happen. Serves you right.
What? What are you talking about?
We predicted this, Nato. Misaki and I knew you'd come crawling back, complaining like this.
Wait, Mrs. Tanaka, what do you mean you predicted this? And are you saying you knew Reika was like this all along?
Of course we did. She's my sister, and Mom lived with her, after all.
Oh, we've had more than enough of Reika's nonsense over the years. Honestly, when we heard she was getting married and moving out, we were overjoyed.
You've got to be kidding me. Why didn't you tell me any of this earlier?
I did. I mentioned it several times before you two got married. Even before we met to discuss your proposal. I warned you that my sister was a kleptomaniac and told you to be careful. I even said to always keep your valuables close when she came to visit. Didn't I? Actually, I had told Nato about Rika's kleptomania while we were still dating. However, it seems he hadn't realized just how bad it could get.
Who remembers something from that long ago?
This is what happens when you only half listen to what people tell you.
What a foolish man. Do you have any idea how many years your father and I suffered because of Reika? Nato, thank you so much for marrying her and taking her out of this house.
Don't mess with me. If I'd known she was like that, I wouldn't have gotten involved in the first place.
Hey, enough already, you shameless idiot. This is all your own doing.
Wait, you're the lawyer who handled the alimony case. What the hell is a lawyer doing here?
Oh, right. This is Daiki, my childhood friend. Since Daiki specializes in divorce cases, I officially hired him to help me out.
You had an affair with your wife's sister, declared you wanted a divorce and remarriage. And now you're storming into her family's house, throwing a tantrum. You're unbelievable. I mean, marrying your ex-wife's sister. That's some next-level insanity. Honestly, I'm impressed but also completely disgusted.
Shut up! Say one more word and I'll seriously lose it.
Pretty sure you've already lost it.
Shut up! It's all your fault that my life is ruined. I can't take this anymore. I'm divorcing Reika, and that's final.
Oh, so you're just going to blow up, make your own decision, and act like that's the end of it?
What's your problem now?
You came all the way here to complain. threw a tantrum even though you're the one at fault, and now you're just like, I'm done. Honestly, what were we even listening to this whole time?
You're the type who either shuts down or lashes out whenever things don't go your way, huh?
Because you people are useless, that's why.
Do whatever you want. We're already cut off from you, so it's not our problem anymore. Besides, I don't think Rika will let you divorce her that easily. NATO, after realizing Rika's true nature, stormed into my parents' house in a panic. However, we all remained calm. It was clear that he had reached his limit with Rika's behavior.
Aha! I knew you'd be here. Geez, I couldn't find you anywhere and had to search all over. But well, I found you, so it's fine. Hey, NATO, give me some money, I want to go shopping.
Why is Reika here? I didn't tell her anything.
I don't know. I just had a hunch you'd be at my parents' house, so I came by.
My sister's intuition is always weirdly sharp like that.
It's like she's got a radar or something.
Oh, absolutely. No matter where we hide wallets or cash, she always manages to find them.
Anyway, hurry up and give me some money, will you?
She's asking for money, NATO.
No way, I'm done. I'm divorcing Reika, so I'm not giving her any allowance.
What? Don't you dare decide something like divorce without my consent.
Say whatever you want. Your insane spending habits are reason enough for a divorce.
What's that supposed to mean? If I don't have enough money, it's because you're not earning enough.
Are you kidding me? We're broke because you spend like there's no tomorrow. You max out the credit card every single month.
I'm buying necessary things. So what's the problem?
Necessary things. You even use cash advances. What for?
Oh, that was just for tea with friends. I didn't have any cash at the time, so I used it then.
You've got to be joking. Who needs to withdraw the whole limit just to have tea?
Sis, what exactly are you spending all that money on?
Makeup, spa treatments, and nails. Stuff like that. To stay a stylish woman, you've got to invest in yourself every month, you know?
What about earning your own paycheck to fund those investments?
Why would I, a stay-at-home wife, need to work? That makes no sense at all.
Well, there you have it, NATO. Seems like you've got your hands full.
Rika spent all of NATO's money exclusively on herself, never buying anything for him. Even after paying alimony to me, NATO still had some savings left, but they were drained in no time. On top of that, Rika maxed out the credit cards every month, leaving NATO completely overwhelmed.
Come on, Mrs. Tanaka and Misaki, don't just stand there acting like this isn't your problem. Reika is part of your family, so you should take more responsibility for her.
She married you, NATO, so she's no longer our daughter in more ways than one.
Exactly. I'm NATO's wife now, so it's his job to take care of me, right?
I never thought she'd turn out like this.
That's because you didn't listen to me.
After marrying Reika, I finally realized just how great of a wife you were, Misaki. You made me lunches, cooked delicious meals every day, kept the sheets fresh and clean. My shirts were perfectly ironed, the house was spotless, it was so comfortable living with you.
If you're about to suggest getting back together with Misaki, don't bother. It's a waste of time.
Mind your own business.
You really don't get it, do you? Misaki absolutely hates you now. You're so clueless.
Shut up! Anyway, I'm divorcing Reika. I'm done with her.
How many times do I have to say, stop deciding things on your own?
What's there to decide? There's no way I'm staying married to someone like you.
It's just because you don't have the guts to handle me properly. Anyway, I'm not divorcing you, no matter what.
That's enough, you fools. All this bickering is absolutely ridiculous. You're being so noisy it's disturbing the neighbors. Stop this instant.
As NATO and Rika argued over whether to divorce or not, my mother finally lost her patience and exploded in anger. Shocked by her outburst, both NATO and Rika.
Please calm down, Mrs. Tanaka. I just want to divorce Reika, that's all.
Shut up. There are no returns accepted here.
If we really end up divorcing, then I'll just move back to my parents' house.
Don't even think about ID. You were disowned the moment you got married.
Even though Dad's away on a business trip, he already said he's disowned you.
Disowned. Then I guess I have no choice but to stay with NATO for life.
I'm divorcing her. And Misaki, let's get back together. Let's start over as husband and wife.
Are you joking? Why would I ever take back a man who lied to me and cheated with my own sister? Honestly, enough is enough. Just disappear already, will you?
Please, Misaki, I'm begging you, take me back.
Like I'd ever let you near her again.
Off.
If you keep causing a scene here, I'll call the police.
The police! No, no, please don't! I can't take this life anymore! Please help me divorce Reika! I'm begging you!
No, I don't want to divorce. Help me stay married instead.
Hello? Is this the police?
What? You're kidding, right?
Why are you calling the police?
Because you two won't stop making a ruckus. Listen, you both chose to get married, so deal with it. Stop whining and face your problems together as a married couple.
Please don't say something so reasonable.
She's right. You two decided this for yourselves.
I'm sure the two of you can work it out together. But please, never come back here again.
This can't be happening.
I don't care about either of you anymore. Deal with your mess however you want as a couple. And with that, goodbye forever. I never want to see you again. After being sent to the police, Nato and Rika returned home. However, Nato, in a fit of frustration, kicked Rika out. But she began stalking him outside his workplace. Since Rika was disowned by her parents, she couldn't even approach their home. Her obsession with Nato only grew, and it escalated into a massive argument in front of Nato's workplace. This fight led to police intervention, and as a result, Nato was fired from his job. During the argument, Nato damaged several things, resulting in him being slapped with damage compensation claims. Meanwhile, Rika was forced to work to pay off the enormous debts she had racked up. Still, Rika refused to sign the divorce papers out of sheer stubbornness. Unable to reason with her, Nato became completely drained. And so, Rika was stuck repaying her debts, while Nato lost both his job and his peaceful life. Their days turned into an endless cycle of fights and misery. 1 year later.
What? Your dad's on another business trip. I went out of my way to get his favorite funaber and kodama, sweet bean balls, too.
Oh, thank you, Daki. Those expire the same day, so why don't the three of us eat them together?
Really? Are you sure?
Yeah, Dad's on a long trip this time. He won't be back until the month after next.
In that case, we shouldn't let them go to waste. I'll get more for him when he gets back.
I'll make some tea then. Yay, it's been so long since I've had enkodama. I'm excited.
By the way, Daki, when are you and Misaki getting married? Don't you think it's about time?
Wait, where's this coming from all of a sudden?
Since then, I've continued living with my parents while commuting to work. I've considered living on my own, but my parents expressed their desire for me to stay with them. On top of that, they even hope that Daiki and I will get married someday. Daiki and I aren't a couple yet, but I'm sure we share the same feelings for each other. If I take one more step forward, I'm sure a bright future awaits us. But for now, I want to cherish this comfortable relationship just a little longer. With these warm, happy feelings in my heart, I continue to spend joyful, laughter-filled days with my beloved family and Daiki by my side.
If you enjoyed this video, we'd be thrilled if you subscribed to our channel. Subscribing means you'll receive notifications for new videos, keeping you in the loop with all our latest content. Your support is vital to our growth. Let's enjoy and grow together.